Grown man business. All right, we got another episode of Red Ghost, One World. I'm your host, Red Ghost. It's only one Red Ghost, and this is my world. All right, check this out. I was getting ready to do a part 3 of the mental health because we've been getting a lot of good feedback, a lot of responses. You know, we talking about it. You know, making a conversation. But first, before I get into that video, this video here, I just want to talk about what's going on down there in Florida with the hurricane. I believe it's getting ready to hit Tampa. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna check in a little bit. But all right, so this is Red Ghost One World. Now it's a little time to just talk about me a little bit, so you get to know me a little bit. I've been talking about the mental health and just doing different content on this channel as well. But you know, we're gonna be doing lifestyle content, car reviews or car content, excuse me, food content. Anyway, this thing here, out here is a little gloomy. It looks clear as hell on this damn camera phone right now, but it's gloomy out here. It's been raining off and on all day. That's due to the hurricane going on in Florida. Me, I'm an environmental engineer, or used to be, however you want to call it. I'm not retired yet, but I've been in the environmental field for 20 years. I'm an environmental engineer. That's cool. My first major disaster was Hurricane Katrina, and Hurricane Katrina. That was a little bit of a culture shock to me. I'm just gonna be honest, can't remember how old I was, maybe 27. I've been in the environmental field for some years before that, but that was like my first major disaster. I did BP oil spill, Alabama tornado that tore up Tuscaloosa real bad, and it trickled all the way down to I think it was Decatur, Alabama, and it messed up a few cities in Alabama. But at the same time, I know this time of the season, this time of the year, I know what type of damage that can be going on down there in Florida. So I like to give my prayers, love, and more prayers down there to everyone. I hope they evacuated when, which was authorized by the mayor and whatnot. It looks pretty bad. And I'm gonna just talk a little bit about that, man. They used to call me what they used to call me, the storm chaser or something like that. Stuff like that was big money for us. We don't wish it happened, but when it do happen, we know, oh yeah, we about to make some ridiculous money. At the same time, I know what type of damage it brings. Man, Hurricane Katrina, I still could see everything so vividly. When I first got there, we was in Baton Rouge. Matter of fact, we wasn't even in New Orleans because New Orleans was underwater. And Baton Rouge was about 2 hours, hour and a half away from New Orleans. And when I'm gonna call you back home. It's crazy how every time I'm talking or start recording this video, someone calls me, man. I literally sat here for about 2 hours mapping out these videos. I'm getting ready to do my mental health part 3, and I might even throw a football video in for Red Ghost Sports Talk or Red Ghost One channel. And the minute I start recording, and we at 4 minutes and somebody calls, it's unbelievable. But now I'm gonna call you back, homie. Yeah, man, we first got there, man, it was just crazy. Even Baton Rouge, some parts of Baton Rouge was damaged as well. We were staying on campground, big old campground. And when I got there, we got there maybe a week after Hurricane Katrina hit, maybe 2. And We was like one of the first ones to get there. You know, there was a group that got there before us, like a couple days. Then there was about 10, 10 of us that came behind them, like 2 or 3 days later. But it's a big old campground. You see a whole bunch of RVs and trailers and pop-up trailers. Guess who's in? Oh man, guess who's? The pop-up trailers are very small, and I was gonna say, guess who you think they had in those pop-up trailers? But yeah, them pop-up trailers are very small. I say 2 people maybe. They had us packed in with 4 people and our bags, man. It was when we first got there, it was rough, you know. But at the same time, man, I was, you know, you seen federal agents, Coast Guard. You see, I mean FBI agents, all type of federal agents. I'm sorry, but it was just crazy. It was like my first major disaster, and I didn't know really how to handle it at first, or no, I didn't know what to expect. And you know, you seen helicopters of different federal agents flying over, and you know, at first when they first got down there and the guys was working, you know, they was really, really on them. You know, I'm glad I didn't make it with that first group that got there a couple days before us, because, man, they was pumping. They was pumping. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say they was slaving, but they was pumping, man. And you know, you got New Orleans with that hot weather. It's 120 degrees with humidity, and we wearing Tyvek suits, 2 Tyvek suits. We had to tape our wrists and our ankles because we have some rubber booties on as well. So yeah, it was rough, man. And the first assignment they had those guys on, pretty much they was like clean up the streets, you know, getting a lot of the debris, the houses, pieces of houses, trees and everything. They was doing that. But at the same time, they was whipping that whip. You know, I'm like I said, I'm glad I wasn't in that first group, because I wouldn't have made it, you know. I remember one of the guys when they was working, and they was already working 12 hours, you know. Mind you, 12 hours was the minimum we was working. But, you know, I remember one of the guys that was working, he got tired. I mean, just a little fatigue, you know. This heat is beating us down, and we're moving at a fast pace. Not only do you have the company, the environmental company, over your on your back, like the supervisors and foremen, you had the federal agents as well hovering over you. I mean, literally in helicopters. They was in black Lincolns with tinted windows. It was crazy. And one of the guys, he just stopped, just to get a breather, man, stretch his back up a little bit. You know, the group is steady moving along, picking up everything, so it was like real fast paced. And, you know, they've been doing that 12 hours straight, you know, barely getting any water, Gatorade, and barely eating. People got fatigued and weak real fast. And the guy, he just, and one of those Lincolns pulled up beside him real quick with the little red light, the little, you know how you see in the movies. It was flashing. He got in the back seat. Never saw him again. He got fired. They sent him home, in other words. They didn't kill him. The government did not kill him. I did not say that, so don't get out of your head now. But anyway, it was rough. It was rough, man. And, you know, the group that came down with me, you know, I caught the Greyhound. I think all of us caught the Greyhound. It was kind of crazy where we couldn't get on the plane. It was real crazy. It was rough on the bus. You know, the bus was like packed with everyone that it was taken out of, who was left. Everybody was taken out of Louisiana and especially New Orleans. And between that and then you had Hurricane Rita. Everyone forgets about Hurricane Rita that came, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks after Hurricane Katrina. Oh, maybe, yeah, about 2 or 3 weeks, because we was there about a week, then we had to evacuate. We went to the group that was with me. It was maybe 8 of us then. We went to Savannah, Georgia, worked at this little oil rig stuff for about a week, then we went back. And when we went to Savannah, they lost my luggage. Oh man, I think they just stole my luggage to give to people in need. It's because they peeled me like a banana. I'm sorry. I was pissed. I had to start over with clothes while I'm on the road. And I mean, work clothes, we needed work clothes, period, man. So, man, I was going to the Dollar General, getting sweatpants and shirts. I was going to Walmart. It was rough. That was rough for me, man. And, yeah, they lost my luggage. I'll never forget that. Went to Savannah for about a week, did that little job there, came back to New Orleans and Baton Rouge, back to that campsite, and because he wanted to get everybody out the way of the other hurricane that came behind Hurricane Katrina. Everyone forgets about Hurricane Rita. Hurricane Rita didn't do that much damage, but it still came through there. But yeah, man, that was just a crazy time. I made good money. Once we got rolling, it was lovely. We had a lot of fun, a lot of good food in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. I love that culture, Cajun country. I mean, my first time seeing a McDonald's chicken sandwich that was red. It was spicy. I love it. And I love spicy food, so I loved it, man. I was in heaven, man. And I don't talk too long, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, man. Everyone down there in Florida, man, just be safe. Listen to the news. Listen to all the emergency calls. I think they have the 311, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's in Georgia, but maybe in Florida it might be different. So y'all pay attention to those relief calls and this, that, and the third. If you don't know how to call for help, there's a lot more numbers to call instead of 911. Just be safe. I hope everyone has evacuated. And yeah, just be careful out there, man, because I know how it is. I've seen New Orleans, man. I never seen that much destruction all at one time, man. It was like a ghost town, literally, man. It was dust everywhere, dirt. The Walking Dead. It was really like that. It looked exactly like that. They probably got the idea from that. I'm serious, because you seen cars on top of houses. You seen boats on top of houses, boats on top of cars on top of boats. Man, it was crazy, man. They gave, my first assignment was body snatching. They called it body snatching. We had to pick up dead bodies, and I'm not even gonna talk about that. But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was a rough time. I'll never forget it. I am part of history, so I'm proud of that. At the same time, man, seeing that destruction, seeing all the lives that was lost, it's heartbreaking. And yeah, my prayers is going out there. Wish everyone to be safe out there. And it look like we're gonna be getting some rain from that hurricane next couple of days as well. So, all right, man, that's my story time. RedGhost did his first story time. Wow. Show me love. Grown man business.